first name as their last name and last name as first name. He said no problem. All right, this is the Boom Bar if you're just joining us, and of course at the Boom Bar what we do is talk music, sports, politics, and everything in between. We are Nigerians. We are, of course, predominantly a Nigerian station, and our focus has always been on Nigeria, but it never stops us from talking other things and how things are happening in the world of sports, politics, and other topical issues. Today we are, of course, talking about things that we've talked about before, but with updates. There are things happening in and around us that we definitely would like for you to share. So if you have anything to say, you have something to join us on, you can actually reach out to us on social media. Search for us on YouTube, Boom Radio NG. The only one that you will find on YouTube is definitely our own Boom Radio NG. And of course, apart from that, you will find us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's Boom Radio NG. It's that simple. Just check for us. Let's hear from you. We can also take you virtually if you are interested in being a part of the show. Now, without further ado, let's just dive right into it. There's a lot of stuff that's happened, and of course, first things first, professionally, I definitely must apologize for kicking off the show extremely late. That is due to a fault of mine. I've been battling a few technical things, but we're glad that we're here and we did it. So I've gotten that out of the way. There are a lot of things that's happening in Ogolo, and let's talk about politically and otherwise, even sports. We will be talking a little bit of sports later on. Let us start from politics as it concerns education, because if I say politics, it's like, okay, what's education got to do with politics? This is what it's got to do with politics. We know for a fact that the ASUU strike has been politically tainted, in my opinion. I might be wrong, and I want to be wrong. So there have been recent developments, and over again, we know that the strike didn't start today. It's been going on for over 40 years. There are newspaper cuttings of ASUU strike from 41 years ago. You understand? So what exactly is the problem and what are the solutions? It is said that there was an agreement that was signed with ASUU by the federal government that was under former President Goodluck Jonathan.
That government is continuous.
But government is a continuum. And there have been renegotiations. Some monies have even been paid at some point in time. But I have always been confused, Ogolo, with the fact that why am I giving you all these monies when I am your employer and I'm paying you your salary? I own the school. I own everything. I own the facility. Why am I? You understand? Oh, you're forcing me to develop, to develop what I built with my money. Okay, it's fine, no problem. We can talk about that. But as we proceed and we continue to do all those things, I start to wonder, is there something else behind it? So they've gotten to a point where federal government agreed to their terms, but they said that they won't pay them for the 6 months plus that they did not work, and that led to a breakdown. Now the House of Reps got involved. The speaker has been really serious about it, and he's had several meetings with them. They even went to ASUU Rock 2 days ago or 3 days ago now, to have a meeting with the executive. But in between that time, something new has happened. A group of lecturers who claim that they've been at it. In fact, if you go and check their Twitter handle, it was opened, January 2020. It was not opened this year. And they say that they have been trying to get registered for 4 years. So if the federal government registers them now, like they did, and gave them certificates, why is ASUU planning to sue the government? What are the issues? What are the solutions? And what is your overall take on this? because 2 new associations. There's a medical group of lecturers also that were also licensed, and they said that even the medical group said that they're not trying to rival anybody, but this is a specialized group for their own field and all of that. What's your take on this?
The federal government, a lot of people might see them from different angles, but they are just trying to save their own head. They want to get, ASUU is holding them to ransom, and they want to release themselves from that bondage. For me, everything that has happened now is not new. Amongst ASUU, there have been people that do not want strike, that just say, let us work for our fatherland. Let us continue this work. Amongst ASUU, there are people who are telling ASUU that we are part of the problem as ASUU members.
Wow.
Yes. For instance, ASUU members were the ones printing out handouts. They were not outsiders. They were ASUU members. So where were ASUU people when they were printing out handouts that turned the university system to
upside down?
Why are they not publishing books? Are they not research-based people? Why are they not doing researches so that we just buy the books? They turn out handouts every year so that even your siblings may not be able to use that. But it's the same thing. They make
the same content.
The same content, the same everything. They tell you it's 5% or 10% of your exam score, and that is another corruption. So some lecturers were not happy about it, but a lot. I remember my university days. In fact, I know many times we didn't buy textbooks, we were just buying handouts. And that is not good, because now at times I want to refer to my books to solve some problems. I have to now go and buy the book.
Yeah.
So that means.
So ASUU should have weighed in then.
Yes. That's why they are called ASUU, academic staff, that they should have told themselves these are problems over time. When issues of harassment came on board, at the beginning there were a lot of deniers that this kind of thing does not happen because they are this, they are
until that BBC video.
So whether we like it or not, ASUU does not own the university system. The government owns it, and if the government say they want to have other, or if some lecturers have come to government and say we want to have other association, the constitution says we are free to associate with ourselves. It does not mean we must be members of only ASUU, that is academic staff union. They can be Congress of University Academy, different names. But I know a lot of people will come for me.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that I have always been of the opinion that you should unbundle ASUU.
So
I personally
have
been of that opinion, because if I look back at all the vice chancellors that grants are given to a university are members of ASUU before they became management people. I said, let them ask them. Can they ask the last 5 vice chancellors the money that were given to them? What did they do with them in terms of developing the school?
Can they account for it?
Can they account? The other day I saw a video from University of Nigeria Nsukka, hostels flooded.
Yeah.
Imagine the people that went to that school. Imagine what will come to mind about those hostels. Again, why are our universities looking somehow? Why are they not like universities abroad? How are we attracting people to come to the... Why are the lecturers' children, the lecturers themselves, many of their children don't go to school in Nigeria.
They go to school abroad.
They go to school abroad, and they tell us that it's the executive children or the political class. It's everybody. Everybody is so part of the solution is government is finding solutions for themselves. ASUU should find solutions. You cannot hold everybody to ransom in this country. You don't want to work. You are not going to work, but you want to be paid.
You do not
Are they sacrificing for this country at all? Does any of them, are they...
but they will tell you that they've done that in the past and they've not gotten anything from it. Why should they continue?
95% of the lecturers today were trained by Nigeria as a country. Many people lecturing today, maybe up until 1980 or 1985 or so, many of them went to school with scholarship. Many of them were sent abroad with Nigerian Railway, Nigeria this company's money. Yeah. I remember some of our people in those days went to school with scholarship from the Nigerian Railway. In today's railway, that you don't see anything to write home about them. They went to school
which was fully funded by the government.
Fully funded by government. The children of today, are they enjoying those facilities anymore? The same lecturers destroyed the system. Many of them went abroad and brought their traditions there to Nigeria. Brought a lot of things to Nigeria. If you are a student of all those philosophy and all those things, when they were teaching us GST and all those things, they told us about some professors that first of all left Nigeria and came back and started speaking those kind of English. They were no longer Nigerians as it were.
Okay, so today the counsel to ASUU, senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana,
great,
said that they are going to sue the government.
It's good,
but I need a little bit of clarity. I don't know if you can help me out with this. You will sue the government for licensing another group of Nigerians who are allowed to form an association by the Nigerian law. Is there a law against what has happened?
Well, he's a human rights lawyer. He says every time he tells us that people are free to
test the court.
The court. So it's not a bad idea. I always like people going to, for instance, last man now, I think they are beginning to understand what it is to tow somebody's vehicle. Yeah. Somebody went to court.
The court has said they can't do it. So now they want to appeal.
And they should appeal. And let us do that. The same thing with VIO. VIO have not understood that there's a court in Akwa Ibom that said VIOs are not supposed to be on the road.
Yeah, I know that they stopped for a while.
But they are back. Lagos State. But another thing that even pains me.
Well, I saw them in Ibadan too.
They are everywhere. I keep on asking. When the last man people in Lagos want to arrest, have you ever watched them? They are like touts.
The way they operate.
They are like touts. I don't understand in a normal situation why we do that. So, ASUU too, they can go to court. Let us all be a part of it. Let us see.
Test the laws.
Let us test the laws. I like people going to test the laws. It's the best thing that can happen to anybody. Let's go to court.
Okay, so we are at the moment discussing the.
Sorry, don't forget too that the industrial court have said they should go back to school. They actually
asked them to resume, and they disobeyed that.
They are disobeying that court order. And federal government did not say negotiations will stop. They said negotiation will continue.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad that you pointed out what the court said, and that's the same court that they are saying that they are going to approach now. According to CONUA, and I mentioned it earlier, that is the Congress of University Academics. They said it's been a 4-year-long fight to stabilize the education system in Nigeria, and they see this as a huge win, and they start to a process. They are also saying that they're gradually earning the interest of more lecturers around the country. They claim from their Twitter handle that they can confirm that their numbers are increasing and things will take a turn for the good. They are also insisting that they are currently talking to lecturers, but they are not talking to government because they are not on strike. That they, as an association, they are not on strike.
Okay.
So that anything that has to do with strike is ASUU, not them. So again, we'll continue to keep tabs on this. But for me, I need to reiterate once again that I believe that the Nigerian students have gotten a raw deal. The students have suffered too much. Whenever these issues happen, it's the students that suffer. They're the ones that are home, and in fact,
they are the ones at home. They are the ones that are rushed to come and do exams. They are the ones that get.
As soon as they resume,
they will give them exam. Remember, in our time too, we were doing exams on Christmas Day and all those things because of ASUU strike. Imagine we are going to do. Imagine, I did 4 papers one day.
In one day.
How on earth?
In one day.
University student. How on earth?
And your brain is supposed to take all of that.
Yes. You did four papers in one day.
Examination.
You rushed.
You're going from one lecture hall to another.
Then later they will say there is mental disorder or whatever. These are the problems.
So really and truly, we need to factor in the effect of all of this politics on the Nigerian students.
The Nigerian students should even sue ASUU and federal government. I think they should sue both parties and tell them why they have kept them. In fact, they should pay reparations to Nigerian students for keeping them at home for the last 6 months. They should pay, because now students we pay school fees again. They are paid fees. for the fees now they have paid, their parents would have gained, but now they have stayed at home, they have ate. The economy of the house have been shattered because parents are feeding children more. When they are not doing anything, they eat more. People eat more.
True that.
So it's affecting the growth of the country itself. We are not turning out good graduates, and the language now is we are going to school abroad. Oh yes, when you go to school abroad, you come back to Nigeria to look for the job, or what?
Nah, that's not the way it should be.
Or you send your children abroad, but you are using Nigerian money to fund it. Then later you say the country is bad. ASUU, wake up.
All right, ASUU, wake up. Well, if you don't, good luck to you. All right, now let's move away from the ASUU issues, and this is still the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG. Ikide Ogolo Ikide, Shola Rogers Shola.
That happens in the bar.
You know, yeah, we are at the bar, and you know, these are the things that we are discussing at the moment. You know, so again, let us take a look at one thing that came as good news to me yesterday. I don't know about you, but this came as good news to me yesterday when the news broke from the Minister of State for Transportation that 23 Nigerians who have been in captivity since March or so, you know. So a little bit of background: a train heading to Kaduna from Abuja was attacked by criminals, by bandits, by terrorists, because that's who they are. Let's not glorify them. And they took a large chunk of Nigerians away from that train. We have read how a lot of people are paid through their noses, you know, for their family members to be released. But it is said that the Chief of Defense Staff, you know, actually set up a 7-man committee that got involved with negotiating with the terrorists, and eventually it led to the rescue of 23 Nigerians that were left 23. There. Yeah, the last 23. And the previous Minister for Transportation had insisted that the train service will not commence again, or will not kick off until those people in captivity were safe. And I think I understand the logic behind that. The new minister that replaced him also told the same line. Now 23 were released. Now nobody has said anything about ransom. I saw a tweet from a Nigerian journalist that works with a TV station. I'm not going to mention his name or the TV station that he works with, claiming that some money changed hands, that he has inside sources. Good luck to him. But for me, I am elated that these people came out alive.
I stand to be corrected. I think all the people that were taking study or whatever, all of them have been released. All. No, casualty, no nothing.
Yeah.
I must first of all want to thank the CDS for putting a team together. It's a technical thing. At least we have not lost a soul. We did not. It's something they manage very well. At least putting life as the highest.
Yeah. You prioritize humanity, life.
So these guys have come back. These Nigerians have come back to their family. Whatever it has cost anybody,
it's immaterial.
That these guys have come back is enough for us. It gladdens my heart, and I think it gladdens everybody's heart, because imagine young couples or young woman or young man losing the wife or the husband to this kind of situation. I completely understand those things. So we thank the Chief of Defense Staff. Yeah,
that's General Leo Irabo.
And we equally thank the President. General Leo will not be doing all this
without the backing of
the President. And we thank the committee that handled this with a lot of care.
It was said that at some point in time they were supposed to meet with the bandits at a designated place where they were and the bandits changed the rules, changed everything again. So they just kept on
Yeah, but again, we must give it to the Nigerian military. It is not easy to be out there. Anybody, when we want to talk, we say, "Yeah, the military." No. We must give it to
They're doing a yeoman's job.
They are doing it. Anything I cannot do and somebody else is doing it, I must praise that person.
Anything that I cannot
do
and somebody else is doing it, I will
must
praise the person.
This our military, they have done well. Both the ground forces, the army, the navy, the air force, even the other paramilitary group, police, and them, they are trying.
NNPCL, the civilian joint task
force, everybody working tirelessly to stamp out insecurity in our land. We thank them.
Right.
The truth of the matter is that there is insecurity everywhere in the world.
But let's get real. Now, with this, there were talks of a lot of celebration in the railway corporation, because they've had to stop work in that axis for quite a while now. Do you see them starting operations now, any moment from now? And if they do, how well do you think the average Nigerian will want to get on the Kaduna Abuja rail?
Well, I think if you notice, for instance, I want to come by Lagos. Lagos, I was amazed yesterday somewhere around the Woroshoki. There was no bike. The whole place was calm. You see a new approach to solving some kind
That's
of
without the operation of commercial motorcycles.
So it's the same thing. Like, if we are taking steps to progress, a lot of things will come back. For instance, if you move around Lagos now, in the last 3 or 4, 5, 6 months, nobody has died for trek, because he trekked from A to B now.
Since Okada.
So it has opened up businesses for taxis back. Taxis are back. So it's the same thing. The rail route will be open. Things have happened in the rail system in many other countries, and they still continue. We won't stop flying our rail, but we beg the government to protect this our national properties. They should protect them. They should help us survey those areas, kick the criminals out of the way, and let us continue to enjoy the service. I must tell you, the rail services, for instance, my kids took the train to Ibadan the other day.
Yeah.
They are taking pictures there. They were all having fun. They were happy. I have not tried it. I have not had the opportunity of doing it, but they told me it was great. So imagine them, now there's traffic all over Lagos, the beggar and all that. So they just go by train to school in Ibadan and return at the end of this session or whatever. Everybody will be happy.
Which is what we had then too. People used to go to New Buza and all those places.
One of my friends told me that he used to go to school.
Yeah.
In Maiduguri, Federal Government College. People went to Federal Government Sokoto and all, my cousins, Kaduna and all those places. They were going by train. Parents were not following them.
All right,
it's a good thing. Let us and kudos to Lagos State government. We soon have a internal rail.
Yeah. The red line and the blue line. There's supposed to be 7 lines actually.
Wow.
That's the ultimate plan. 7, but they're kicking off with 2.
And yes, we grow. Lagos will grow with.
Yeah. There's going to be one running from the same central point at Marina to the Lekki axis. So there's also going to be one that's actually going to run from the industrial area Agbara, to Ogun State. So 7 lines. That's what they plan.
I want to tell government that we need from like Agidingbi to Lagos Island, somewhere around. We need in this axis. We need.
Well, I don't know how they're going to pull it off. There's going to be a lot of demolition and all of that.
But it can be handled by civil engineers. You should call us for.
My guy must sell market now.
They should call us for advice.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We're still here. This is the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG. We are discussing topical issues as it concerns us as a nation. I see people logging in and logging off and logging in. Thank you. And I think our own stream too is acting all funny, but please bear with us as we continue to serve you. Now, let's move away from we've talked about the Kaduna Abuja train passengers that have finally been rescued talked about ASUU and that CONUA. Isn't that the name of the group now, Abi?
CONUA.
Yeah.
According to them.
Yes. It's a funny name though, but we talked about that. Now let's dive into some politics now. And the first thing that I really want us to take a look at is a statement by the Pan Igbo group called Ohanaeze Indigbo, and that's they refer to as a political socio-cultural organization, and that they're worldwide. Ohanaeze Indigbo worldwide, and they said that the APC and the PDP are frightened by the emergence of their candidate. I didn't know they had a candidate, but they're frightened by the emergence of the candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. They actually put out a statement, yesterday, and they said that 18 sitting governors across party lines and some of the country's past leaders are supporting Peter Obi's presidential bid. This is a statement signed by Okechukwu Isiguzoro. I hope I got his name right. And however, of course, he didn't disclose the name of the 18 governors, serving governors, who are supporting Peter Obi. But he claims that regardless of the parties, that 18 governors from the north and the south, cutting across party lines, are supporting Peter Obi, and that the APC is scared. So at some point you're thinking, isn't this a contradiction? Like the same APC, or you're talking about them individually because you say across party lines, or is it because they are scared that they are now supporting him? I don't know. There's a little bit of clarity that we need there.
It's politics time. Everybody can say everything they like. Till the election will show us, will tell us who is who. And I think that the most important thing I want to tell our voters is that let us be wise. Mind what people tell you. Try to sieve out the lies. Pick the truths. Vote for somebody that you think will change your country. Vote for somebody that you think knows your country. Don't vote because of any tribal sentiment or religious sentiment. Vote for a natural person. That is somebody you think you know.
Someone you believe in.
Somebody you believe in. All these, whether 18 governors or 20 governors or 50 governors, everybody can say anything. The other party will come now and say 21 governors are for them and all those things. But please and please, this is just the beginning. We are still going to hear more of all these things. Sieve them very well and take a proper decision. That is my own simple advice. It's all political time.
All right. So don't listen to the rhetoric. Just take a look at the quality of the individual that you want to be your president.
Let us see how the rallies we bring out the votes.
I like what you said there about rallies. And let's talk about rallies. Apparently, the PDP's presidential candidate Abubakar Atiku, was in Bauchi yesterday. He was going to have a meeting, and there was a massive rally at the stadium. Of course, PDP is currently being governed by Bauchi is currently being governed by a PDP governor, and they claim that 145,000 members of the APC crossed to the PDP yesterday to support Atiku.
How many votes did they use in winning the election in Bauchi State? All the votes of PDP and APC put together, how many was it? Was it up to 1 million?
It wasn't up to 1 million, but of course it must have been a lot.
It was I'm not even sure it was up to 500,000. If you can check it in the last election.
Yes, we can actually.
See, when people just how did they count those people? They just counted them when they got there yesterday. How did they get this figure? See,
the stadium was packed.
The stadium must be packed. It's a rally. That does not manifest into votes. Does not become votes till election day. Okay. At times.
But the crowd here is more than most of the crowds I've seen at all these walks and stuff that you've seen in recent times.
My brother, in fact, I just pray if this crowd can come out like this, let the crowd come out to vote too, so that we see the numbers in our voting pattern. 145,000 people.
Yeah.
From
APC to PDP.
Okay. When APC goes for their own rally, there they will tell you that 300 people. They can give you a figure too, but I don't know. It depends on what they. All these things will continue to come out. Labour Party has not gone there. Others will go.
All right. So you really feel that we need to take a look at the crowds and understand that the crowd does not translate.
There has
to votes.
always been crowd. There has always been crowd in any election, but at times you now on election day, if you look at the crowd that follows the politician around, and I look at the election score, how do you look at it and say, yeah.
There was a time when one of the presidential candidates is said to have gone to vote, and his polling unit, the number of people that live in his house that went with him did not even match the number of votes that he got at his own polling unit. Apparently, he probably was the only one that voted for himself.
Somebody was saying he was promised a lot of votes, but now,
Okay, all right. So that's it. I was trying to look up the number of votes that Governor Bala got, but I think this has to do with the primaries. So he definitely is returning. He won the primaries, so he's going to go for a second time. But we can deduce that what you're insinuating is that the rallies, the walks, the 1 million march and 10 million march does not mean anything until election day when people vote. That's what you're saying?
That's me.
All right. Okay. All right. So we had to get the result just to compare based on the crowd that they said had crossed to their party. So a total of 2.4 million votes plus were registered in the state. Voters were that's in Bauchi State, and while a total of 1.143019 voters were accredited, and the number of people who voted was 1.111406. It's reducing, as valid. Those were the valid votes, and 22,566 were annulled votes. 22,000 plus votes were annulled. Governor Bala Mohammed was declared winner, by the returning officer with a total of 515,113 votes.
How many did you have?
Then the incumbent governor, Mohammed Abubakar, polled 500,625 votes, which means that.
So the margin was just about 15,000.
14,000 votes.
14,000 votes. So yeah.
14,000 votes. And that's what happened in Bauchi. But now in Bauchi, because we're doing facts and figures now. In Bauchi, yesterday, the PDP said they received 145,000. Maybe they actually did count them. You never can tell.
Okay, let's wait for APC.
And in the stadium, we don't know, because apart from the number of people who sit in the stands, when they're standing on the sideline, it could be more.
We are waiting. APC too will do rally there.
The Labour Party will do.
We will see. We'll be hearing.
The NNPP have been pulling a lot of crowds at their rallies too.
I see all of them. Even what's the other one? The Sahara Man's party.
Showore. The AAC.
Everybody.
There are 18 parties contesting actually.
Wow.
18 parties.
18 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This is still the Boom Bar. We're talking brass tacks politics right here. And we've talked about how we're still staying with Atiku and the PDP though. I don't know if the name Ologbodiyan rings a bell with you. Kola Ologbodiyan.
Publicity secretary?
Former of the PDP, and he's very vocal. He's someone that, all through the last 4 or 5 years, Ologbodiyan has been, in everybody's business and face. He's been talking a lot about things and trying to, promote his party, the PDP. Now, the funny thing about this is that in the same position that he has now been recruited for, as Dino Melaye, as the spokesperson of the presidential campaign council.
It's not Dino Melaye alone.
It also has Daniel Bawala, who only recently left the APC for the PDP. Now, Bawala's case always sounds funny to me. He said he left the APC because of the fact that their candidate chose a Muslim as his running mate. So your Muslim candidate chose a Muslim, then you went to the PDP that has a Muslim candidate also. So what exactly are you fighting against? But he's left and he's joined the PDP and he's been really vocal about it. So if these two guys were doing okay, do you think they would have brought in Ologbodinyo?
Even Ologbodinyo, I think there was another appointment before Ologbodinyo, the Commissioner of Information.
Yes, Delta. That made it the third person.
Yes, so this is the fourth person.
Yes.
And so let's see how they want to crack it. I don't know. Maybe they are not. Some people are not doing the right thing, but I'm not surprised. They want people that are vocal that could be able to really talk. But again, let's look at all of them. Let's see how they will all match. In fact, there should be a debate among the spokespeople.
but I like that. No. It's not, no, I actually did like that concept. The concept of having in the APC they have Festus Keyamo, and they also have other people. There's Bayo Nonuga, and there's Dele Alake.
There is
you get.
There is Fani Kayode is heading one.
Yeah, there's Fani Kayode.
Yeah.
So
then there is a professor in
Labour Party. Labour Party have a professor.
Of
but it's the only name that I've heard. Maybe they're going to increase it because I know that the parties like to copy each other. They like to look, oh, I like what these people have done. Let's do the same thing, you know. So it won't be a bad idea to have the spokesman, you know, sit down, you know, at a round table. Make sure there's space between them.
Let them sell their candidate.
Yeah, that's their job. You know. So Festus Keyamo on one side, Dino Melaya on the other side. Separate them, then Fani Kayode. You know, it would actually be Ologbodinyo. You know, with the Labour Party professor, who is actually been very quiet though. I hope maybe when.
Yeah, but the professor is like an underground guy. He's just working. You know,
okay.
He's a professional guy. He will not put him. He's not a politician.
Okay.
He's a PRO specialist. So maybe he's doing some underground work.
All right. So we're talking politics. A lot of politics right here on your Boom Radio NG. And of course, we have delved a lot into the PDP appointments. We're not even talking PDP crisis today at all. Abi?
Okay.
Though there is a crisis. But we're not talking about that. Are we?
I like the dance. I like the dance from that end of Nigeria.
All right. So we've talked about Ohanaeze Ndigbo and Peter Obi. You know, we've also talked about Atiku and the recent gains he has made, especially in Bauchi State, you know, which is, of course, predominantly a state in that is controlled by his party, the PDP. But let's talk about, there's a lot of furore, there's a lot of talk about the APC candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
The city boy.
And yeah, city boy, like they like to call him now, and how he has gone AWOL, you know, although he's not being paid by us yet, but is more or less away without leave. There are claims that he's not well, that he's not doing okay and all of that, and because of that, videos were released. At least one video was tweeted from his own handle. A lot of people faulted that video and said him riding this bicycle more or less looks like an old video. It doesn't look like something that he just did in recent times. Then the next day, pictures were released of him with Toyin Subara, the owner of the defunct broadcast organization that was supposed to rival DSTV at some point in time.
Okay.
You know, ITV or HITV. You know, there was a picture of that. Then again, this morning, his son, Sheyi Tinubu, now released pictures of Bola Tinubu playing with his grandchildren, still in London, and all of that. And of course, there's a lot of back and forth about the people, back and forth. People saying things like, "Oh, you know, it's not real. It's an old picture." Then they now went further to release a picture of him reading a current newspaper with a date stamp, you know, so that they will say, "Okay, if you're saying all of this, this is what it is." Now, we've read that on the 10th, which is I think a few days time. Today is the 6th. They're going to kick off their campaign again. That they postponed it for whatever reasons. Now that it will be back fully, maybe on Friday or Saturday and all of that. But the question is, when Festus Keyamo was asked this question yesterday on TV, on Channels TV, he said that Tinubu is just a candidate. He's not the president of Nigeria. So why are all these people who are not his party members scrutinizing him? That he's not a presidential.
He's not a president.
He's not the president. He's just a candidate. Do you think that is something tenable, or is just him trying to do some kind of spin? Being the PR person, and a lawyer, he's just trying to use some kind of spin, or really and truly, was it necessary for someone in the status or caliber of a party's flag bearer to just disappear for a few days?
Well, it can be a good it can be a strategy. Everybody in Nigeria is talking about him. He's getting more popularity. He's getting more. He's popular. Everybody is a candidate to beat. So everybody is talking about him. He knows what he's doing. He's equally testing his popularity. That is how I think. He's testing his popularity. Do people really know that I'm not in town? So now they know. He knows that they know. So he comes in and does his own thing the way he wants it. I like this guy. For a man, let me tell you something. For a man to tell the people that it is my turn, don't take that man for granted. I keep telling people, for somebody to say it is my turn, the man is not playing.
Don't you think that's kind of selfish? Like, my turn. Like, he's trying to. Don't you think so?
He's a politician. Come after him. He's getting popular. All of us are talking about him because he said it's his turn. This man is a strategist.
Okay.
I respect his political wisdom. Many people are just talking, but they are not looking at the political strategy behind everything the man is doing. I am sure on election day, they will understand what this man is doing. He's taking his time. He's not rushing anything. He's coming in as and when it is important. But let me tell you, he's the only person everybody is talking about. He's not. When I mean everybody is talking, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Everybody wants to see him.
So a lot of you might get to watch this later, and this is real time, real life. One of the reliable sources that puts out credible information has said that as we speak, he is airborne and is en route Abuja from London. This is more or less like fresh.
He's going to kick off his campaign.
So your
I'll be excited.
analysis is tending towards him actually knowing what he was doing all along.
He's a strategist. This guy is not new in this business. Don't forget, he's a city boy. Don't forget that.
City boy.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him. The beauty about this thing is that that name was given to him by Brimo. Remember Brimo now, the singer. And it's Brimo that said allow City Boy to do what he wants to do and all of that. Thank you for watching us. We're really getting a little buzz. We're happy that you guys are there. And you might want to question us or ask us questions or be a part of this. Please leave your comments in the comment section on any of the platforms that you're watching us from. You're still at the bar, and of course this is what we do. Now let's move away. We've spent a lot of time on Atiku, Peter Obi, and I think it's to the detriment of the other guys. I know that one of the party presidential candidates of the other parties actually did complain that they're being segregated and they're being, pushed aside.
No, but he should put his party forward too. They should be able to tell us, because the three main runners right now, we know them. there is somebody coming from the other side. The end.
Why do you say 3? There's Kwankwaso who his red cap movement is big.
That's what I'm saying. It's not to be big only in Kano. It should be big in Lagos. It should be big in Benin. It should be big.
But he hasn't come to Lagos officially yet, So
I have not really heard his program, his plans, or anything. I have not heard everybody talking about him. I just want a robust political debate and everything, and let us choose who we want to choose. It's very open.
All right, this is a bit of a sad news and coming out of Ogun State. This happened sometime around 1 a.m. in the outer axis of Ogun State, where a fuel laden tanker, was driving uphill, and it kind of lost control and rolled backwards, got stuck, and fell. And in falling, spilled its content, which was PMS, petrol. And it led to the death of at least 2 people and several injuries. 12 vehicles were involved, and there was a lot of vehicles that got burnt, and people were rescued and taken to the Ota General Hospital. All of this happened in the middle of the night, from around 1:20 a.m. up until 5-6 a.m. Now we hear about a lot of these things in Nigeria. And it's always very sad when you hear these kind of things. One of the solutions that I see to this is that we need to completely change our haulage system. Even the current haulage system, if you're not going to go into a cash intensive overhaul, how well maintained are these vehicles? What is the state of our roads? The drivers and their condition, their mindset, the way they operate. Why? Yes, because I know that we encourage them to drive at night so that to reduce traffic during the day. So why are they, not really covered like that? All these questions, I'm hoping you have something to say about it. And again, first responders, kudos to the men in Ogun State and Lagos State who responded at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. But how effective again is our firefighting system? I remember that when we were younger, we used to see fire hydrants all over Lagos, and the fire service will plug into those hydrants and get water supply. A few years down the line, those hydrants became source of water for even people who were selling water commercially, not just the fire stations and all. Then one of the saddest things I ever saw in my life was every time you were driving to Tejo Show Market during the day, there was a fire hydrant there that the fire trucks will park there to refill. And a lot of those trucks are coming from fire stations, but they are coming to an hydrant which is meant to be an emergency point where you use to service the market or the filling station opposite and all of that. You get a lot of decay are set into the system. How do we forestall these kind of sad situations? How do we reduce it? How do we control it?
Well, accidents will always happen, but the truth of the matter is that how safe are we? That is, what are the safety procedures we have put in place to manage even the vehicles? The road safety that are trying to work since last night to quench and all those things and everything. What did they do about checking those vehicles before they put them on the road? Mm-hmm. Do they check those vehicles? They are busy pursuing private new vehicles, forgetting the downfall and all these trucks all over the place. Mm. So people should tell them they should first of all manage those. If you see those kind of trucks, there are a lot of bad trucks that are not off the road that are still plying our road. Park them somewhere. Tell them to go and call the owner. Told them out of the road. There must be a way. That is where safety starts from first. You understand? They have to. Our fire service, yes, we don't have enough, but what we have, let us even use them well. I remember many years, about when I hate mentioning him, but the truth is that I must mention him. When Fashola was governor in Lagos State, there was a fire incident behind my house. I rushed to the fire office in Alausa, and immediately I reported to them. They asked me one thing: can you take us to the place? I said yes. 3 fire trucks. 3.
That's all.
3.
You just told them.
I just told them. They followed me, and as I was telling them, oh, is this area? As I was coming, I didn't even know how they got to know. Some of them took the express to attack the fire. Some of them entered our estate. That is, one of the truck entered the estate. One went through the other side. Another one came through. Before you knew it, they curtailed that incident.
Wow.
In fact,
so this also speaks to why we should get involved as citizens.
We must get. I rushed my office from Oregon. I rushed to the fire office near the government house there. The woman just told me, "Where is this?" I said, "Can you take us there?" I started driving from.
What time of day was this?
It was around 12 noon, between 12 and 2.
Wow.
Yes, I can remember. Wow. My wife called me and said, "This is the situation we are facing here. The company, this company, they used to do like safe, or they do painting of metals there. Caught fire, and they helped us to clear that. Then for the fire hydrant thing, Shola, yeah. In fact, I was shocked when you told me that. I took a picture of that situation about 4 or 5 days ago.
Okay.
They just finished taking water from that hydrant by the side of the market for Tedosho market.
Oh, you saw it too?
Yes.
They're still doing it?
The whole water from that thing was pouring out. I took the picture. Shola, I took the picture.
I'm talking about something that happened 10, 15 years ago.
I'm talking about 4 or 5 days ago. I'm not telling you 4 or 15 years ago. By the side of Tedosho market.
Yes.
By the side going to the Barracks Road.
Yes.
Between Barracks Road and that road there. There's a big fire hydrant. You see, there's even a bus stop there.
There's a bus stop.
The water was wasting. I want to see. I will still show you the video today. I took that thing and it was painful.
And there's a major fire service just down the road.
We are not doing things well.
And this is how
Lagos State government must try by all means to make sure that even our property, they are our property. I was there for like 5 minutes trying to talk to people that who put this. They said it's a fire truck that came. I didn't see the fire truck, but the whole thing was just wasting. The water was wasting.
This is a quick confirmation of what I have held.
I said about 4 days ago.
Wow.
It was late last week. Let me put it that way. Sorry, maybe like Thursday or Friday last week. I saw that.
Okay. All right, this is still the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG. If you want to reach us, you have complaints, you have comments, you have suggestions, please shoot us a mail at boomradiong. That's boomradiong@gmail.com. Boom Radio NG, one word, @gmail.com, or reach out to us on all our socials. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as Boom Radio NG. That's at Boom Radio NG. BOOM Radio NG, one word together. Now let's talk about another issue that really drives me crazy, and I hope that it drives you crazy too. Recently, the NNPCL, formerly known as the NNPC, revealed that they have found an illegal 4-kilometer pipeline from the Forcados terminal to the sea. So there's the Forcados terminal and there's an illegal pipeline 4 kilometers to the sea, which implies, and they said it's been there for 9 years.
How? So they've known for 9 years?
I don't know. They just discovered. So maybe part of their research made them find out that it's been there for 9 years. You know, a 4-kilometer illegal pipeline. And I don't know. It drives me crazy that
I can't even.
How is it possible to run a pipeline, you know, that is siphoning
Nigeria's crude or for Nigeria's petrol?
And that means there are ships that come there to berth and take the load. Nobody's saying it, right? No, the Navy does not see it. The NNPC, nobody. The locals do not see it. Nobody is going to say anything about anything.
Well, I am not. I don't even
According to Nairametrics, amazing website, they always have a lot of facts. They are saying that Nigeria loses, and it's not even them that said it though. This is from the NNPC's CFO, Umar Ajia, and that Nigeria loses $150 million to vandalism, sideline production every 2 days. $150 million every 2 days. Not 150 million naira, $150 million every 2 days.
I'm having a headache. I don't want to talk about this. Money is too much for me to. I can't imagine what is left of this country with all these kind of things.
9 years. There's a pipeline that is taking crude or fuel or whatever to the sea, and it's not pouring it into the sea. There's ships that are coming, there are tankers coming,
picking them up, taking everything away. Our country's wealth, our common wealth.
Please forgive me and this disruption that I have caused with this cable that I touched. I don't know. We just, like Ogoro said, probably just need to move on from this story because it's crazy, and this kind of stuff that it irks you and it makes you think like, okay, are we even ready? Are we serious? Are we serious at all? So that's basically
we have not taken pipeline vandalism and all those things into a serious business in our country. If we do, that is a national crime. It's like it's a treasonable offense.
All right. This is where we start to weigh the anchor. We have been at it for about 56 minutes or thereabout. And in rounding up, I just want to throw a few jibes at people who follow football. And I want to ask you people that there is a petition online. I wanted to start that petition. But sadly, someone else has started it ahead of me. A certain Erling Haaland is scoring goals as if they are going out of fashion, and I think that guy should be banned from playing football just because he's very good. My opinion. I don't know what you think. Did you see what he did in Champions League again?
I don't even like him.
You saw what he did to Manchester. Sorry,
I don't like.
Is that why you don't like him?
I don't.
Because of what happened on Sunday.
I don't like the father. I don't like him. I don't want to talk about them. I am not going to sell them. But the guy is good. My own is that when I was watching Manchester United match, I was telling my son, I said, all the Manchester United defender, when the ball gets to him, it's as if they don't want to fight. There's nothing. Everybody, he bullies everybody and he scores the goal. I pitied the goalkeeper because the defense
was exposed.
He was too exposed. The defense line, even Martinez, Butcher, everybody, nothing. So,
are you going to sign that petition to stop Haaland from playing football?
No, I'm not going to sign. He should leave Premier League. That's the only
one.
He should just go away. He should go to Norwegian League and leave us alone. But again, we are talking about them. What about our own league?
Well,
who are we talking about in our own league? Where is the Nigerian league that I want to go and watch every Saturday or Sundays? Where is that Nigerian player that is selling? Where is the Nigerian team that will give me all my people as Nigerian? That is all my Nigerian locals to go and play an international match, and let me see where are the Nigerians that can make people. We are sitting at home watching DSTV. Why don't we go to a stadium to watch and pay to develop our own football? NFA, NPFL, or whatever they call all of them. Schools. Those people that have converted soccer pitches to residential estate, the one near Channels TV, Lagos State government, all those people that wants to take over those land
and build an estate.
Be careful, you are doing a disservice to the future of our land.
On that note, that's all she wrote. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. God bless you. God guide you. God keep you. keep listening to Boom Radio NG. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and ask someone to tell someone to follow us and do the needful. We're really grateful.